You can never forget about me. Forever I'm forgiven. It's the truth of your love, the truth of your love. It's the truth of your love, the truth of your love. It's the truth of your love, the truth of your love. The truth of your love, the truth of your love. It's the truth of your love, the truth of your love. I am not broken, never forgotten. Through all these years, through all my fears, you found a way to me. I am not broken, never forgotten. Through all these years, through all my fears, you found a way to me. I am not broken, never forgotten. Through all these years, through all my fears, you found a way to me. It's the truth of your love. You found a way to me. It's the truth of your love. You found a way to me.
Every day I live just for me. Every time I left and walked away, you never kept track of my failures. You love me all the same. You love me all the same. How could I have been so wrong when you were with me all along? In my doubts, you never change. Erase my sins, forget my shame. You call me by my name. You love me all the same. I am just one in a billion, but you see me, give me meaning. You call me by my name. You love me, you love me. You love me, you love me. I keep losing sight of your vision. I still make mistakes I can't erase. You will always call me beloved. You love me all the same. You love me all the same. How could I have been so wrong when you were with me all along? In my doubts, you never change. Erase my sins, forget my shame. You call me by my name. You love me all the same. I am just one in a billion, but you see me, give me meaning. You call me by my name. You love me all the same. You love me, you love me. You love me, you love me.
that you're a child. Even when I run, your love is wild. You see me, you want me still, and you love all of me. You take what I bring me, beautiful things, and you love all of me. You take what I bring me, beautiful things, and I lift my voice and I will sing all that you are, my everything. Now I surrender all that I am to you, only you. I lift my voice and I will sing all that you are, my everything. Now I surrender all that I am to you, only you, to you, only you. And you love all of me. You take what I bring, make beautiful things, and you love all of me. You take what I bring, make beautiful things. I don't wanna be on my phone, but I can't be alone. Welcome to the modern way, trying to be somebody I'm not, but it's not what I want. Tell me there's another way. All of the lights are chased and now faded. All the cheap thrills were only time wasted. Tell me why society's plan should define who I am. Surely there's a higher way. All of my best friends are sick of pretending. We want the truth. So much is missing, so give us the real thing. I know it's you. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. I don't want a stereotype to decide who I am. You never knew me anyway. I'm over trying to find the next high, cause the high never lasts. I'ma go another way. All of the lights are chased and now faded. Dylan was right, the times they are changing. Tell me why society's plan should define who I am. Surely there's a higher way. All of my best friends are sick of pretending. We want the truth. So much is missing, so give us the real thing. I know it's you. Na 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 na.
What's up, Revolution? We are back for week 2. Hopefully you are all glad to be here. I'm super excited to see you here. Man, I was just being around last week, I realized one of the things that I missed most was just the laughter of being with people, just being joyful together. So thanks for being here. Thanks for having a great time. If you don't know me, if I don't look familiar to you, my name is John. I'm the pastor of student ministries here at the Lino campus. Welcome to you online as well. I'm also your pastor of student ministries. And if this is your first night here, I especially want to say welcome to you. I think this can be the highlight of your week. Wednesdays can be the best night that you look forward to every week. Hey, one thing I want to let you know, just some expectations for being here. Again, it looks a little different, but one thing you need to know is you need to mask up the whole time. So even while we're singing, stuff like that, stay masked up, please. If you feel sick at all, so if you sneeze twice in a row, you're probably fine. If you sneeze 3 times in a row, I don't know, that's pushing the limits. If you feel sick at all, please don't show up here. Just use wisdom and you know whether to stay home. Just stay home 1 week, watch it online, come back the next week. So 3 sneezes is your limit. We'll count them. No, I'm joking. And then the last thing is just socially distance from people who you didn't show up with or aren't sitting next to. Just give them that respect. All right. Rev, here's what we're going to do. We are going to start the night with a stage game. So you can all stand on up. It is an all play online. Please join us as well. This game is This Is Why I'm Broke Millionaire Edition, all right? So if anyone here ever hits the lottery, this is going to be super helpful for you because we are going to watch some videos of items that are millions of dollars or around $1 million, and you have to guess their price. So again, when you hit the lottery and you need to know how to spend all your money, these are the items you're going to look to buy. So again, in-room, online, join us and play. What we're going to do is we're going to watch this first video, and then I'll have you hold up a 1 or a 2. So let's see, 370-inch television. You'd have to knock a wall out in your house to put that up. So number 1, if you think it's $800,000. Number 2, if you think it's $1,700,000. Let's see, 1s or 2s. We got 1s. We got a lot of 1s. 1. It's almost unanimously 1. All right, it was 2. Over $1 million. So you can stay standing. Well, I'll let you stay standing. Again, this is going to be valuable life knowledge. Let's see the second one. A piloted battle mech suit. Everyone needs one of those. So what do you think? When you go to buy this, are you going to pay $2,500,000 for it or $3 million? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? You got 2s? You going 2? You were right. Yep, you're right. You're all going to have a mech suit. Perfect. This is going to be exciting. All right, don't show up next week if you don't have a mech suit, by the way. I'm joking. No. Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton. Can you buy those? Are those? That seems like they're in a museum. All right, number 1, $5 million. Number 2, $20 million. What do you think? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? I see some 2s. Some 2s. It was 1. That makes sense, actually. It was such an oddly specific number. That makes a lot of sense. All right, what's the next one? A 24-karat gold-plated vacuum. Is it usable? Would you want to use it? Okay. Anyways, 1, $3 million. 2, just $1 million. What do you think? I see some 2s, some 1s. What do you think online? Put 1 or 2 in. $1 million. It's only $1 million. Who doesn't need a gold-plated vacuum cleaner? All right, what's next? Ooh, a 1967 Ferrari. Is anyone a car person in here? We got Ray, a car person. Good, Ray. So I expect you to know this. So is it 1, $9 million, or 2, $4,500,000? It's $9 million. $9 million. Holy cow. That number just doesn't even make sense to me, that amount of money. All right, what's next? A private island. Private island in Florida. It might have been worth more if it wasn't in Florida, just a private island. So here we go. Private island in Florida. Didn't Mr. Beast just get an island? Number 1, $10 million or $5 million? 2? You were right, yep. All right. Well done, well done. What's next? Has anyone gotten them all right so far? Okay, talk to these people afterwards. They're good with money, so. Bank vault filled with gold coins. This is just what I imagine when I think of millions of dollars, just you leave piles of money everywhere. Is that $27 million or $13 million? That's only $13 million, okay. It seems like once you had to move that, what would you ever do? You just, I don't know. All right, what is the next one? We've got Dracula's Castle. Can you buy this stuff? Is these for sale items? Here we go. Was it $80 million or $65 million? What do you think? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? We got a lot of 2s. It is $80 million. So there you go. Again, is anyone still up? You're all still up. Is anyone still correct? All of them? Just one person back. All right. Let's do one more. We got one more we're going to do. The space station. Okay. I can't tell if it's real. It looks like it's a concept on the screen there, like it's just a drawing. Is it $85 million or $95 million? What's $10 million here or there at this point? It's $95 million. Yeah, okay, awesome. Hey, again, if you make that much money, buy me a space station, please. That's all I'm asking. That's not too much to ask. Revolution, you guys can all take a seat. I've got one announcement for you this week, Rev, just one. Groups are kicking off this week. Small groups are going to kick off this week. And if you were part of a group last year and you think, oh, I was already in a group, I don't need to re-sign up, please, you do need to sign up for a group. We want to connect you with your leaders. We essentially scrapped everything last year. We're rebuilding it from scratch. So please sign up. You can do that two easy ways. You can go online to the student page, just scroll down, find the area that says online group, boom, register, you're in. Or the other thing you can do that's easy is take out your phone right now. You can take it out, text the word squad to 75787. Can everyone say squad? Squad. And then say 75787 3 times fast. 75787, 75787, 75787. All right, now you've all got it memorized. So after this, or right now during this time, text squad to 75787. You'll get the link, sign up for small groups. And I just want to take a second. If you are, again, online too, you guys are a part of this. You are in a small group. Maybe you're feeling disconnected right now online and you feel like you're disconnected from the church in general. This is a way to connect. You in the room, everyone, this is a way to connect with other people during this season. And maybe you're thinking oh man, I am screened out. I cannot do another screen call. I do it on school all day long. I don't even want to pick up my phone at the end of the day, and that's really saying something. But I just want to tell you that these small groups, these calls are so life-giving. It is worth it. It is so worth it because you're talking about Jesus, the source of life. So jump into one of these groups. Maybe you're saying I won't know anyone. I'm new to groups. I've never been in a group like this before. Or maybe you're saying I just don't know if I feel comfortable. Again, you can connect in this group. You can find a place of people to connect, be encouraged, find life during this season. Talk about what's going on. Maybe you all want to share your stories about teachers who put up weird Zoom backgrounds and laugh about it. Just laugh together, be together, and grow together in your faith too. That's the point of these groups. So right when you get home, right after this, text that number, go online, sign up for a group. I promise you won't regret it. That's it, Rev. That's all I got for announcements. I am going to hand it over to the band now. And I just want to say, Mackenzie right here, you were trained by Beyonce, weren't you, Mackenzie? Pretty much. She was almost trained by Beyonce. And Josh Clutter, he doesn't even need any introduction. He's just awesome. So they're going to go into worship now. You can all go ahead and stand up and join us in a time of worship. Thank you.
Well, hey, Rev. We are so glad that each and every one of you are here tonight. If you don't know me, I'm Mackenzie. I'm here with Josh and the rest of the team. And we just want to say that whether you're here in person or watching online, we are so glad that you're joining us to worship Jesus. And we sing because we want to thank God for all that He is and all that He's doing in our lives right now. So I would just encourage you guys to not worry about what's going on around you, or not worry about what other people are thinking of you, and really just use this time to connect with God. Let's sing this out.
All of my days
my name, cut through my shame and run to the broken. You call me chosen. Who am I that the Lord of all that's breathing would choose to stay and love me as I am? No height, no depth could ever separate us. Your love is stronger than my fear. My past, my doubts could never come between us. My God, your love is calling out.
I just wanna see you move. I hear you call. I am available. I say yes, Lord. I am available. I hear you call. I am available. I say yes, Lord. I am Here I am. You can have it all. You can have it all. Here I am. Here I am. You can have it all. You can have it all. Here I am. Here I am. You can have it all. You can have it all. Here I am. Here I am. You can have it all. You can have it all. Here I am. Here I am. You can have it all. You can have it all. Here I am. Here I am, Jesus. You can have it all. You can have it For the one who gave me life, nothing is a sacrifice. Oh, use me how you want to, God. Have your throne within my heart. I hear you call. I am available. I say yes, Lord. I am available. Jesus, we are so thankful that you accept us just as we are. That we can come here in our brokenness and in our shame, and you still welcome us with open arms. And Jesus, life is hard. We spend so much time looking for satisfaction in earthly things, things that may fill us up temporarily, but we only are left feeling even more empty and broken. But Jesus, you remind us that you are the only thing that can fill us up, that can satisfy our greatest desires. So we just ask in this moment to give us the strength and give us the faith to surrender all that we are to you, to not hold back, to just wash out all the extra noise in life. In
Jesus, we want to say yes to you. So just give us the faith that whatever it may be, whatever you're calling us to, that we can just simply say yes. Jesus, we are so thankful for who you are and what you offer us. We love you so much, and we pray these things in your name. Amen. Thanks for singing, you guys. You guys can take a seat.
Hi. Hey, Rev. How you guys doing? It's good to be with you. I was moving this table and you caught me. Just right there. Hi, everyone. It's good to be with you. If you don't know me, my name is Brandon. Whether you're joining us at one of our campuses or you're one of the many people that are joining us online, I'm so glad that you are here. Hey, let's jump right in, okay? Last week we started a brand new teaching series called CTRL+ALT+DELETE, where each week we're talking about one intentional step that we can take to reboot our lives and follow Jesus. Last week we talked about self-control, and this week I wanna talk to you about this: how to alter your thinking. When life feels out of control, a good place to focus in your life is your thought life. Your thought life is the habits you use to organize your thoughts. Simply, it's where you put your thoughts. Your thought life controls a lot about who you are, but the problem for many of us is that we often don't think about our thoughts until they're all we can think about. Let me give you an example. It's like that thing that you feel like when you know there's a test coming, like you know. Like, don't play, you know there's a test coming, or like there's homework to do, and you wait till like that last second, you know what I'm saying? The last moment before the homework is due or the test is tomorrow, and then from that moment until you're done with the test or the homework is turned in, you are freaking out, right? You are anxious and worried, and it's all you can think about. Sometimes we don't think about our thoughts until they're all we can think about, which is why it's important for me to remind you that you are in charge of your thought life. You are in charge of the way in which you think. And that matters a lot, because if you can change the way you think, then you can change your life. The way you think influences the way you live. Let me kind of paint a picture for you. I'm gonna go back to my little table now, okay? This is a scale. I think it was made in 1820. It seems very old, okay? But for the purposes of tonight, this is your thought life. This right here represents your thought life. And you'll notice here there's a positive and there's a negative. Now, generally speaking, we filter all of our thoughts through these two categories: positive categories and negative categories. And as we filter our thoughts through one, they tend to weigh our life in a certain direction. So let me give you an example. So when you think about school right now, think about tests and teachers and social distance and online and masks and all of that stuff. Let's just say, for the sake of this story, you're filtering all of that through a really positive lens. And so these are your thoughts. This is your thought life. Your thoughts weigh your life in that direction. So even though things might be challenging, things might be difficult at school, you're able to look at it with a perspective of positivity. Now let's think about relationships for a minute, okay? Parents, teachers, boyfriends, girlfriends, just friendships in general. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that you have a very negative perspective on those relationships. So, boyfriend, girlfriend, you see, it's not good. That just hit my toe, and I'm gonna pretend like it didn't hurt, but I'm in excruciating pain right now. This thing weighs way too much. Okay, You get the idea. Your thoughts, that really hurt my toe. It's not broken. It might be broken. It's not broken. Ow, okay. Your thoughts weigh your life in a certain direction. It leads you toward a positive way of living or a negative way of living. The simple point that I'm trying to bring home here is this right here. Where you put your thoughts will influence how you live your life or whether or not you break your toe. It's up to you, okay? So let me ask you this very simple question. Rev, where are you putting your thoughts? Like right now, just take stock of your life right now. Where are you putting your thoughts? I mean, is your life headed in a negative direction? Are you constantly worried? Are you obsessing over the problems in your life? Are you up against things that you just can't seem to get through or get over? On the other hand, is your life headed in a positive direction? Are you facing challenges and difficulties, sure, like everybody else, but you're able to persevere? You have hope, you have purpose, maybe even joy. Where are you putting your thoughts? Maybe right now you don't know where to put your thoughts, but you know that everything is really crazy and everybody's freaking out about all kinds of things, and you would like just a little bit more peace in your life. Maybe you want to change your life. Maybe you really do want to change, but there's just like this negative habit that you have in your thought process that halts you and stops you and gets in your way over and over and over again. Or maybe you're just looking for a change. You're looking for a different perspective, a new way of thinking. You're looking to alter your thoughts. Well, tonight, here's what I want to do. I want to give you two ways to change your life by altering your thinking. Okay, here's the first way. The first way is exchange worrying for worshiping. Exchange worrying for worshiping. Worry creeps into our life in all kinds of ways, right? And it kind of makes itself known. It comes out of our life in all kinds of ways. But one of the most common is obsession. This is that thing that happens when like stuff in your life is maybe good. Like there's plenty of your life that's just like going fine. But there's that one thing that went really bad, that really made you upset. Maybe it was a breakup that happened, or it was tension at home, or it's tension at school, or it's that test that's coming up that you're really nervous about, or it's that game that you're just not prepared for, or it's just like everything else that's going on in the world, and you just can't stop thinking about it. You can't get your mind over it. You're running it over and over and over and over again, and it's making you go crazy. For me, I get worried when I get interrupted. Like when I have a plan for how things are supposed to go in my life, like in my health, in my job, in my relationships, and then something happens that ruins my plans, like I get the pit sweats bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I just start getting really, really worried. Like one of the first dates I ever took my wife on when we were dating in college was this like epic date around the city of Minneapolis where we were gonna take the light rail to different spots. The light rail is the train that goes around Minneapolis, okay? And this was gonna be great, but I had never taken the light rail before. I figured it would be fine. So we go to the first stop. We were gonna go to the art museum, the Stone Arch Bridge, and coffee shops, and Chipotle, of course, for dinner. Listen, don't judge me, but that's where you should take all of your dates, to Chipotle, because it's the best food on planet Earth. Anyways, somewhere between the Stone Arch and the next coffee shop, we missed a stop. Actually, we missed 3 stops. We get off the train, and I have no idea where we are, and I immediately get the pit sweats. Like, I am very worried for many things. I don't know where we are. I don't know what part of town it is. I don't know how to get back. I don't know if I have enough money to get back. I'm very worried that this lack of direction is ruining this relationship that I'm trying to cultivate with this girl. And I look over at this girl, who's my wife now, and she just has this huge smile on her face. She's just kind of looking around, just like this big smile. She looks at me and she's like, I've never been here before. This is an adventure. And see, like in that moment, I couldn't get past what I thought went wrong. But for her, she was in awe of where we ended up. And that's the difference between worrying and worshiping. See, worry will keep you in the negative. It will keep you obsessing over problems that will convince you that you can't ever get past them. But see, worshiping will take your perspective off of your problems and put them onto God. Worshiping will give you this expansive view of your life so that you're able to step back and see and celebrate all the good things that God has done in your life. Worrying will keep your attention on what you can't control, but worshiping will keep your attention on God and what he can control. You with me? You see the difference? The Bible talks a lot about this. In the book of Philippians, the author Paul said this. He said, don't worry about anything. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank him for what he has done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. He goes on. His peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Christ Jesus. Now, some of you just then heard me say, don't worry about anything, and we're like, "Pah! Funny joke, Brandon. That's hilarious." Some of you heard me say that, and already you had a million excuses of why that was impossible. Some of you heard me say, don't worry about anything, and you started to worry. But let's just imagine for a minute. Let's imagine that Paul wrote that, a long, long time ago. Not as something to laugh at, but something to take seriously. That Paul was actually inviting us into a reality, a lifestyle where we could leave worry behind us. See, some of you heard, don't worry about anything, and started getting so worried about the things that you're already worried about that you're now feeling like you've failed in some way. But Paul is inviting us and encouraging us to take an expansive view on life and begin to worship God, to fill our minds with his perspective. He's asking us to stop fixating and obsessing over what we can't control and start focusing on what God can control. Because honestly, what has worry ever done for you? Honestly, probably nothing good. But on the other hand, what has God done for you? Or what is he able to do for you? He is able to meet you when you're lonely. He is able to walk with you when you need guidance. He is able to give you hope when you feel hopeless, love when you feel unlovable. He is able and able and able. So is worry winning the battle of your thought life right now? Then friends, I want to encourage you to worship. And maybe you're like, Brandon, I don't know what does worship even mean? Just take Paul's advice. This is what he said. He said, tell God what you need and then thank him for all he's done. First step, tell God what you need. Don't hide your obsessions from God. Don't hide your worries from God. Tell him, talk to him about it, invite him into that moment. But then there's another step. See, a lot of times we can get caught up in just telling God what we need from him and forget to thank him for what he's wanting to do in our lives. And that's the difference. Telling God about what we need and what we want and what we're worried about can often perpetuate a sense of worry in our own hearts. But it's when we take that next step and shift the direction to start thanking God for what he is able to do or what he has already done that we begin to worship and set our perspectives on him. Tell God what you need, but then thank him for what he has done in your life. Exchange worrying for worshiping. The second thing you can do to alter your thinking is this. Exchange pity for practice. Exchange pity for practice. The kind of pity I'm talking about is anything that gives you a low view of yourself. That kind of pity will get into your life, into your thought life, and it will slowly demotivate you from doing and pursuing anything positive or productive. For me, when I was in middle school and high school, I really struggled with math. Does anybody struggle with math? I mean, it was tough for me. I understood literature and art and history, those kind of concepts made sense to me, but math just didn't work for me. And because it was so difficult for me and seemingly so easy for everybody else, math made me feel bad about myself. And then when I was in the 9th grade, I was placed in an alternative learning math class. These were classes designed for students to develop an understanding of the basics of math so that they would be set up for success for the rest of their high school and college career. But when I was put into that class, I felt like it was an insult. I was ashamed to be in that class. I didn't want any of my friends knowing I was there. I hid my books from them. I hid my homework from them. While I was in the class, I never raised my hand. I tried to never ask for help because I wanted everyone around me to think that I was better than it, that I knew everything already, even though I didn't. That class made me feel dumb. But as I look back, I realized something, that I learned more in that class than I did in any other math class to set me up for pursuing a positive future. When I look back, that class formed me in such a way that I was ready to practice in order to be prepared for what was coming next. See, being in that class didn't mean that I was dumb. And look, some of you need to hear this tonight. If you're in one of those classes, that does not mean that you are dumb. It doesn't. Your value or intellect is not determined by what classes you take or don't take. That's just an aside. But some of you need to hear that. That class didn't mean that I was dumb. Instead, it was an opportunity for me to exchange pity for practice. Because that class taught me not to feel bad about myself, but instead to work with what I had and do the best I could with it. My point is this: pity will make you powerless in front of your problems, but practice will prepare you for your future. Pity will make you powerless in front of your problems, but practice will prepare you for what's coming next. See, pity will undercut every effort you make to move in a positive direction in your life. It will always make you feel like a failure. But all of those imperfections, all of those insecurities, they can be faced and they can be overcome when we put the right practices in place. Paul is going on in his letter in Philippians, and he goes on to kind of give a summary of what we should be thinking. These are the things that we should practice thinking about all the time. This is what he said. He said, "Now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise." He goes on, listen to this part. "Keep putting into practice all you learned and received from me, everything you heard from me and saw me doing. Then the God of peace will be with you." What I love about these verses, what I love about what Paul is saying here, is that his baseline assumption is that you and I and all of our friends and all of the Philippians, we have the capability to focus and filter our thoughts through a positive lens and become more positive versions of ourselves. Paul is not out here slinging pity on us. Paul is inviting us to think bigger than our pity, to not feel bad about ourselves no matter where we're at in life. Instead, Paul is encouraging us to have a bigger, more expansive view of who God is and what he is able to do. He's asking us to fill up our imaginations with what God wants to do in us and through us. He's inviting us and encouraging us to think about things that are true and honorable and right and pure, so that those are the things that come out of our life. Because remember, where you put your thoughts will influence how you live your life. So friends, again, where are you putting your thoughts? Are you wrestling with pity in your life right now? Do you have a negative perspective on who you are as a person? Are you struggling with thinking good of yourself? Are you hiding secret sins in your life that are filling you with some kind of shame? Are you struggling to gain control over your life? Then friends, I want to encourage you. Exchange pity for practice. Practice stepping back to get a bigger, more expansive view of life, to worship God. Practice focusing your attention on what is true and right and pure in your life. Practice going to God with your worries and your cares and your anxieties, seeking his peace. Practice altering your thinking away from what is negative and focusing on God's ability to bring about good in your life. And listen, I know maybe some of you right now are thinking like, yeah, that sounds really good, Brandon. It sounds nice. But that's just wishful thinking. Like, it's just not that easy, Brandon. And you're right, it's not easy. But just because something isn't easy doesn't mean that it's impossible. And I have seen this in real life, sometimes in my life, but way more times in people that I respect. One story comes to mind that I just have to share with you, and then we'll be done, okay? When I was in high school, my youth group that I attended partnered with a local ministry in Nicaragua. And I had the privilege of going down there for a summer. While we were there, our job was to kind of get the word out about the ministry in the community, to serve in any way we could, but mostly to just spend time with the locals, getting to know them. Before I went, I was told that the community that we were gonna serve lived in incredible poverty, but I was not ready for what I was about to see. Once I got there, I learned that this community had a reputation in the region of a trash town, meaning that this town itself was built on a landfill, and everything, all of the buildings, all of the roads, all of the storefronts were built out of things that other people had thrown away. This community suffered from unimaginable difficulties with health and hygiene and poverty. Every day for them was an incredible struggle. While we were there, part of what we were invited and privileged enough to do was to sit with some of the oldest people in the community, because during the day, their families would go out to get food or go to school or go to work, and they were just kind of left at home alone. And so we were there to just kind of get them whatever they needed to kind of be their personal care people. And I got to meet a woman named Rosa. Rosa had the biggest smile I think I've ever seen. And she spoke pretty good English, which is great because my Spanish was very bad. So we would get together, she would make me a big, pot of tea, and we would sit down and play checkers, like basically all day. She was like really good at checkers. And I won, I think once, but she beat me like hundreds of times. So we would sit down together and just talk about the weather, talk about her kids. And one day I just asked her, I was like, Rosa, where do you get that smile from? What makes you smile so big? And Rosa, without missing a beat, just started telling me about Jesus. Like, not in a fake, kind of corny, cliche way. She talked about Jesus as if she depended on him for her very life. She talked about Jesus as the realest thing in her entire life, as real as the very breath that I'm breathing right now. She talked about Jesus as if she depended on him. She told me this story, that she would walk around her town that was known as a trash town. And she would start praying to God, asking him, God, would you make a garden grow out of this trash that would grow hope and peace and love? Rosa had every reason, more reasons to have pity, to have worry than I have had in my entire life. But Rosa also had Jesus. And she depended on him as if there was nothing else she should count on. She looked at him as the realest thing in her life. She communicated with him day in and day out. I learned more about dependence on Jesus from Rosa than I have from any other person I've ever met. So friends, I don't know what you're up against right now in your thought life. I don't know what you're struggling against. I don't know what you're worried about. I don't know what kind of pity you're bringing up in your own life. I don't know. But what I know is that Jesus is reliable. what I know is that he is able to alter your thinking away from a negative viewpoint to a positive that you can't even imagine how good it is. Some of you right now need to, even in your own mind, in this moment, need to stand up and start walking around the negative thoughts in your life and start commanding gardens to grow out of trash towns. Start commanding hope and peace and love to grow out of the ground of your imagination and of your thought life. Some of you need to exchange the worry that you're obsessing over, that is ruining your perspective, that's ruining your relationships, that's ruining your connection to God, and start worshiping, start pressing deeper into a relationship with God. Some of you need to exchange the pity that you have, the brokenness that you feel, the negativity that you heap on yourself on a daily basis, and start practicing love and things that are admirable and praiseworthy about who you are and who God has created you to be. Because friends, where you put your thoughts will influence how you live your life. So put your thoughts on God and allow him to direct the path that you take so that positivity flows out of you. Not as some cheap cliche thing, but as the realest thing in your life. What I know is that there's a lot to be worried about right now. There's a lot that can bring pity up in our own hearts. But Jesus is reliable. He's able to meet us in those moments and carry us forward. So, friends, let me pray for you. Let's pray together. Jesus, help us, encourage us, lead us to exchange worry for worship. For my friends that are worried about all kinds of things right now, I pray that you would give them peace. The peace that passes understanding would seep into their hearts and their minds. God, for my friends that are just struggling with pity in their life, struggling with a low view of themselves, would you remind them how you see them? Remind them that you have met them in their lowest moment, that you have created them, that you love them for who they are. For my friends that are just losing the battle of their thought life tonight, I pray that they would press into you. They would start putting into practice habits of thinking about your love for them, thinking about things that are true in their life, things to be grateful for, things to hope in. Give us all a bigger perspective of who you are, God, and what you're up to in our world. God, we trust you and we love you. In Christ's name, amen. All right, Rev, be back next week as we continue in our series, Control-Alt-Delete. Peace.
Yeah, well done. Went all out and broke your toe for that. That was, man, you go all out for it. It hurt? It hurt. Yeah. These things are, yeah, they make them out of like, I don't even know what.
Feel this. Is that heavy?
Holy cow. Yeah, where do they store these things when they don't like?
That's heavy right there.
Yeah, that could break a toe.
That's heavy.
Yeah. Brandon's my boss, I have to say that, so honestly, it could mean anything right now. Yeah, no, I'm joking. All right, hey, Rev, you're gonna get dismissed in just 1 second. The auditorium hosts are gonna do that. But two things I wanna say quick. One, please sign up for groups. Again, they are so worth it. Even if you were in a group last year, you need to re-sign up. You can do that online. You can do it through text squad to 75787. And the other thing I wanna say, Rev, is that I